What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Here with the 89 Iroc project. As you can see, subframe is out. Engine bay is completely clean. Plan tonight is to go ahead and start sanding the frame rails, fender wells, possibly the firewall. I will just want to get everything cleaned up around the engine bay where you can see. So when you pop the hood, I want everything that you see clean. So the plan is start sanding these holes down to bare metal so I can weld up the holes, patch them with a little bit of bondo before I go ahead and spray the engine bay. And in an attempt to kind of clean things up a bit when you open the hood. You know, everybody always talks about, you know, opening the hood and it being a jewelry box, and that's kind of the look I'm going for here. So I'll go ahead and set up the camera, get started sanding these holes so I can weld them up, patch them over. Alright, so just to give you a close-up, just any of the holes that I'm not going to use on the frame rails, I am grinding them down, come back with the welder, fill up the holes, thin coat, skim coat of bondo, and primer. Same for the driver's side, just grinding it down, getting ready to hit it with the welder. Good to go. I don't know what this is. Might grind it down just to smooth it. I don't even think you're gonna see this, honestly. The engine, I'm sure, will be up pretty high. But that's where I'm at. That's what I'm doing. Inside the battery tray, I'm gonna use some Pour 15. Hit it with that. Convert it to black primer. That'll be before I primer these areas here that I'm gonna hit with bondo. So I'll continue on, get back to you guys. Got the welder all set up. Had to grind the ground top of the strut. I'm gonna go ahead and set up the camera and we can start welding up these holes. Guys, I got the car, I got everything, the dust blown off, nice and clean. I'm just gonna hit it with some acetone before I start bondoing. Everything completely welded up as far as the frame rail goes. That's what I wanted. I lowered the car down so it's easier to work on. So I'll go ahead and start the bondo process. As you can see, I already started sanding with 180 grit, and that's just a feather edge where I grinded. All right, so I'll just throw a little bit of self-etch primer on the metal portions, and then come back over it with some sandable primer. I like to use the high build 2K primer. It works really well. And I'll finish sanding the rest of the areas. You can see that the paint is dull, and that's what I want, because when I spray the white coat over it, it'll adhere better to it, right? You don't want anything shiny. You can see the firewall I haven't touched yet. Kind of has a sheen to it. I can't see if you guys can notice on camera or not. That's what we want to remove. And what I'm doing for the paint is just this fine Scotch-Brite pad. It's a fine texture, and it's just enough to get this gloss off of the factory paint. And then the areas that has metal, right, that gets self-edge primer. These areas here, this is going to be skim coat with bondo, and then primer, and that should be it. So I hope to have that done tonight and move on.
We hit the jackpot this time.
So this is where I'm at. I started taping off the area that needs to be primered. Went ahead and wiped it off with acetone. And what you do is you take the masking tape and you fold it over like in a U shape. That way when you put your newspaper or whatever you're gonna use to mask off, literally just sticks, gives you a nice line. And so I'll go ahead and primer the area, put 3 coats. Same thing for the opposite side. Anything that has metal or bondo, sand it down. And I believe I'll start taping everything off and we'll be good to spray. Alright guys, getting ready to spray. Everything's primered. Got it all the way done up to the cowl, inside of the radiator support. So what's gonna happen now is I'm gonna make basically a kind of a in-place spray booth. I'm gonna hang up some plastic from the ceiling. We'll tape it down to the floor. I picked up one of these ventilators here from Harbor Freight. They're about 50 bucks on sale. And I'll make a duct that's gonna run outside basically for one of the breathers in the garage. So that'll give us some negative pressure to draw out any fumes hopefully, and hopefully we'll be good to go. So what I gotta do first is get the garage floor in the car super clean before I start hanging and taping things off. So the plan right now first is to get the garage floor swept, vacuumed, and then we can start hanging plastic. So I'll get the camera set up and we can start that process. Alright guys, I got the makeshift booth set up. This is it here. As you can see, it goes all the way up to the ceiling, taped down, floor as well. I got a exhaust, ran that to the vent in the garage to pull air out. Walk around here to the other side. Opposite side has a blower fan to pressurize the booth, the makeshift booth. And let's go inside. Got a filter on the exhaust side. Car is all taped off, ready to go. And this is how it looks. Plenty of room. Should be good to go. Alright, so I'm ready to spray. Got my mask, spray gun, some gloves. Got the acetone to clean the spray gun. Got the factory white Iroc color there. I don't know if it'll zoom or... Okay. Got my mixing cup, prep all. I got a tack cloth to wipe in between coats. Mixing stick. I think I'm ready to go. Got my exhaust fan all ducted up to the vent of the garage. And compressors all charged up. I think I'll switch to the GoPro and get started now.